When most people hear U.S. Virgin Islands, they picture cruise ports, beach bars, and resort-lined coastlines. And while those places exist, they only tell a fraction of the story. The real U.S. Virgin Islands live beyond the docks and day passes. They exist in quiet bays, historic ruins reclaimed by jungle, working fishing villages, and food traditions shaped by resilience rather than tourism. Today, we are stepping away from the obvious and into the less visited, higher-value experiences, places that reward curiosity, patience, and respect for local culture. If you're the kind of traveler who values authenticity over convenience, this is where the islands truly open up. Let's begin. Salt River Bay, St. Croix. Salt River Bay is one of the most historically significant sites in the Caribbean, and yet most visitors to St. Croix never make it here. This is the only documented landing site of Christopher Columbus on U.S. soil. But more importantly, it is sacred ground to the island's indigenous Taino history. The landscape is layered. Mangroves frame the bay, hills rise quietly behind it, and archaeological sites sit undisturbed by crowds. From a guide's perspective, this location offers intellectual depth and natural serenity in equal measure. You can kayak through the bay in near silence, watching herons and juvenile fish move through the roots, then walk directly into a historical narrative that spans centuries. Just a short drive from the bay, you'll find local food trucks serving saltfish and dumplings, a cornerstone dish here. The saltfish is savory and firm, balanced by soft dumplings and pepper sauce that reflects African and Caribbean culinary lineage. This is not a staged experience. It's living history. But history in the Virgin Islands doesn't stop at the shoreline. Inland, the story continues, often quietly. Anali Bay Tide Pools, St. Croix. On the rugged north shore of St. Croix, Anali Bay feels worlds away from the island's more developed areas. There are no signs, no facilities. You park, hike, and earn the experience. The reward is a series of natural tide pools, carved into volcanic rock, where ocean water surges and settles in rhythmic cycles. On calmer days, you can sit in these pools, protected from the open sea, watching waves explode just beyond the rock wall. This is nature without polish. The geology here tells a story of constant negotiation between land and sea. It's raw, dramatic, and humbling. A question for you as a traveler: do you prefer places that are easy or places that feel earned? Let me know in the comments. After the hike back, locals often recommend stopping for pate, a handheld pastry filled with seasoned meat or vegetables. Crisp on the outside, rich on the inside, it's functional food designed for people who move through real landscapes. Now, we leave St. Croix and move to an island that often gets overshadowed, despite offering some of the most intact ecosystems in the territory. Leinster Bay and Amp. Water. Lemon Cay, St. John. St. John is known for its national park, but most visitors cluster around a few famous beaches. Leinster Bay, on the island's north shore, remains comparatively quiet. Just offshore sits Water Lemon Cay, one of the best snorkeling locations in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and still remarkably underutilized. The underwater visibility here is exceptional. You regularly encounter sea turtles, rays, and schools of reef fish moving through intact coral systems. But what elevates this experience is context. Directly adjacent to the bay are the ruins of Annaberg Sugar Plantation, a preserved site that documents the realities of enslaved labor and colonial economics. Standing there before entering the water reframes the experience. This is not just recreation, it's reflection. After snorkeling, many locals recommend simple beachside fare: grilled fish seasoned with island herbs, served with ant fungi, a cornmeal-based side with a texture similar to polenta. The flavors are clean, comforting, and culturally specific. But if you want to understand Virgin Islands culture at its most personal scale, there's one place you cannot skip. Frenchtown and Amp. Carrot Bay, St. Thomas. While St. Thomas is often associated with cruise tourism, Frenchtown operates on a completely different rhythm. This is a working waterfront community with deep French Caribbean roots. Fishing is not a performance here, it's infrastructure. Walking through Frenchtown in the early morning, you hear Creole, smell fresh bread, and see daily life unfold without concern for visitors. Culturally, this is one of the best places to engage respectfully with locals. Conversations happen naturally. Recommendations are honest. A short drive from Frenchtown brings you to Carrot Bay, a quieter beach framed by hills and calmer water. It's favored by residents, not tour operators. Food here matters. You should seek out callaloo, a slow-cooked leafy stew with deep, earthy flavor, and Johnny cakes, lightly sweet fried bread that complements savory dishes perfectly. These are recipes built over generations, not designed for menus. Little St. James viewpoints. An amp, offshore cays. Away from the main islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands scatter into smaller cays. Many uninhabited, many unnamed. Kayaking between these islands offers a sense of scale and solitude that few visitors experience. The water shifts from turquoise to deep blue. The soundscape reduces to wind and paddle. These offshore spaces are vital wildlife habitats. Birds nest here. Marine life uses the shallows as nurseries. As a guide, I consider this experience one of the most mentally restorative activities in the territory. There is no commentary needed. The environment speaks for itself. The U.S. Virgin Islands are far more than their postcard reputation. When you move beyond the obvious, you discover places shaped by history, restraint, and cultural continuity. These are destinations that do not compete for attention. They reward intention. If you were planning a trip here, which of these places would you prioritize? Or better yet, what kind of traveler are you when no one is watching? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this kind of in-depth experience-first travel resonates with you, consider subscribing. Because the most meaningful places aren't hidden. They're simply waiting for the right traveler.